Welcome everyone, and this is going to be your Libra full moon astrology forecast and what to experience with this full moon in Libra. But before we do that, I need to take you back a little bit. So last month was Pisces season and we had the Virgo full moon, and the Virgo full moon was a super moon, and the Libra full moon is also a super moon. So super moons are closer to the earth. It intensifies our feelings, what we're going through and our experiences. Full moons are cleansing times, releasing times, letting go, seeing things that we've hidden from ourselves, things that others have hidden from us, gaining a deeper understanding of ourselves. Now the Virgo full moon, it emphasized our health. That's what it did. It emphasized health. And during the Virgo full moon, we were in Pisces season, and Pisces is ruled by Neptune, right? And Neptune is a planet of basically illusion, addiction, also pandemics, infection. Those are all the things with Neptune that come up. And that's why during Pisces season, we go through what we release so much. We cleanse so much, meaning that we often get sick during that time. That's when all our toxins within our body, all the emotions, because it's the last zodiac. So it's everything that you've experienced in the year to be released. But here's the kicker. We also went through a Mercury retrograde, which was telling us to release years going back, things from long, long ago, to actually cleanse and release throughout our systems. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And that's what Pisces season with the Virgo full moon highlights. It's all the toxins and everything you've been taking in, and all of that has to be cleansed and released, right? And the Mercury retrograde in Pisces just made our release become expansive, bigger, years and years ago of releasing things. And now we have a Libra full moon, right? And the sun is in Aries. So now it's about looking at ourselves, and Libra is basically the energy of looking at others and find the balance between self and others. So after this full moon happened with this major looking at our health, our wellness, how are we taking care of ourselves, what are we doing, Virgo rules health. And that's what we had to do with that full moon. And now we're here with the Libra full moon asking us to restore balance to that. And full moon is making an aspect to Neptune, which is again, all our things of illusion, fogginess, feeling out of sorts, feeling like, what information is true, what is untrue. There's a lot of that going on. There's also obviously the pandemic and our health that we also have to take into account with this Neptune energy making an aspect to the full moon. But I feel as though the Libra energy is really offering us the energy to restore the balance to it all, to actually look at things as they are. Now, earlier this year, we had the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. Then earlier this week, we also had the Pluto-Jupiter conjunction. So the Saturn-Pluto conjunction was all about structures forming. Saturn is ruled by structure, time, karma, and Pluto is the underworld planet, It makes us also go very deep of where things need to change, things need to transform. That's why it's the underworld. Things need to transform. And it conjuncted with Saturn earlier this year, and then recently we had the Jupiter Pluto conjunction, which Jupiter is all about our luck, our opportunities, our expansion. All of those things, right, conjuncting to Pluto, that also needs to transform. Such powerful transitions are happening around this Libra full moon. And I feel as though the Libra energy is offering us the aspect to bring it into balance, to see, okay, so fair enough, these things are changing, certain structures are falling away. How can I restore balance to this? Remember that Pluto and Jupiter conjunction, because Jupiter expands. Whatever we focus on, it expands. It's where we learn. It's where we gain information in a big way. But whatever you focus on when Pluto and Jupiter conjunct. It's basically expanding that energy. So where are you focusing too much of your energy? Are you focusing too much on like work-related issues? How am I going to do this? Or fear-related issues? Remember, Pluto's there. It also brings up those anxieties when Pluto and Jupiter conjunct. And the Libra full moon is trying to bring you back. It's trying to bring you back to balance, bring you back to alignment, trying to see how you can weigh it out. Right? So that's very important. Now, the Libra full moon will definitely have an impact on relationships. With everything being said, of all the transformation that's occurring within us, our relationships are going to have to transform. They're going to have to realign. And these are big goals. So even looking within relationships, a lot of arguments, disagreements on how we see things, because these are very important times. These are deep times. These are things where things are changing. And where are we not understanding each other? Where can we compromise, cooperate with each other? Or is it just at a place where we can't? We no longer can see eye to eye. And where my vision for myself is and your vision for yourself is in a completely different space. We're going to have to do this with this Libra full moon. It's asking us to do that. It's asking us to look at every aspect, from our health, right, to our relationships, to our finances. Every single thing is asking us to restore balance, to bring the balance in, to bring that harmony in. It wants us to recognize where have we been putting too much of energy and neglecting certain areas. And you will really find those areas challenging you right now, bringing up stuff within you that you need to basically purge and release during this full moon. You must know, with this full moon, Venus is also going to go into its pre-shadow period of retrograde. The Venus retrograde will be in May. Now, Libra is ruled by Venus, the planet of love. It resonates with the heart chakra. It also resonates with our finances as well. But in a deeper sense, when it comes to Venus, it's not just your money. It's more about your actual purpose and career. Like, where do you really see yourself? Is your heart in alignment with what you're doing? Do you really feel your heart in this? So it's taking you back with this Venus retrograde, because we're now going to be entering to the pre-shadow period, back to 2012 April, and to look at your relationships and what challenges you had there. It's going to bring up those karmic stories for you. It's going to bring up those karmic stories you have with where your heart is with your purpose. Is it in alignment? Is it what you want? Is your heart in alignment with your relationships? So think back to April 2012. Go back there and actually see what it is that you actually wanted for yourself. With your purpose, with your career, what was going on with you during those challenges? What were you wanting to change? What wasn't working that Venus was actually showing you? It's actually showing you these things again. It's going to be coming up. We're in the pre-shadow period now. And with this Libra full moon, it wants the balance. It wants to restore. That's what it does. It wants to bring balance and restore health, love, all of these things. You must know that Libra is exalted by Saturn. Saturn, again, is the planet of structure. So somehow, some way, Libra wants to restore the balance, even when things change. Libra ain't afraid of change. They are cardinal signs. So cardinal signs embrace change. They're used to it. Things always change. They walk into change and allow for change to happen. Whenever they resist change, they notice it, that, life will show me that I need to change something. I need to restore the balance and cooperate with this energy in my life in order to find my inner peace and harmony. And that's what it's doing. It's showing us where we can create inner peace and harmony within ourselves, even during difficult times. What is it that is taking too much of your attention? Is it being, watching the television, seeing all the news? Is that really making you get to a state of panic and fear and anxiety? Is it taking too much of your energy? Do you need to actually create time and space for inner peace and balance it out between what you are watching and what you are creating within yourself? That is what it is. It shows us the places where we actually give too much energy, that it's actually affecting us in a negative way. It's impacting us in a negative way. Now, this is not saying being oblivious to everything that's going around. It's telling you to be in balance with everything that's going around. It's telling you to make peace with yourself, to make peace with others, to make peace with the world around you and all its changes, and allow for the balance to reoccur. All these things that are happening in the world now is to bring balance to the world, because it's been out of balance. It's why the earth is healing during this time, because it needed it. And that's the thing about Libra. It's a very important zodiac, because that's what it does. It restores the balance. And when things are out of balance, it falls apart. Nothing ever falls apart if it's not meant to fall apart. And when it falls apart, it's to show you this wasn't working. Things need to change. A new way needs to be born. And through the Libra full moon, which is ruled by Venus, it's through love and compassion for everyone, for us all. Because we're all experiencing different things. We're all experiencing fears, worries, concerns, finding our relationships difficult. All of these things, concerned about how we will work and our career and our purpose and food and money, all of those things. And Libra is there to say, let's restore balance to this. Let's see what we can do. What can we change? How can we heal it? Libra is resonating with the heart chakra because it's ruled by Venus. Healing comes from the heart. And that's what this full moon is asking us to do. Just go within our hearts. Look at our relationships. Look at how they need to transform. If they can transform, do they need to fall away? Look at our purpose, our career, what we do with our lives. Is it actually falling apart? Can it transform, or does it need to fall away so that something new can be born? So we can experience something new. Change is something that always happens in the world. It always happens in every single body's life. And with this Libra full moon, we ask to embrace the changes and to reevaluate and to create peace and harmony with ourselves and within our relationships, and see if we can take it into the long term, because everything is long term now. Every change that's happening, it's happening to see how do we move forward in a long term setting when it comes to our work, our purpose, our relationships, or even our health. These are all things now that we have the blessing and the opportunity to acknowledge and work with. Thank you for watching.